Hi guys, welcome to Code Patcher, and today I will discuss about database seeding in Laravel. Seeding simply means to create the test data using the seed classes of Laravel. So let's begin with some example and code. So there is a default seeder class Laravel provides when you install the Laravel. Okay, and it resides in database folder, and under the database folder uh, it resides in seeds folder, okay, named database seeder.php. So you can see it has only one method run, and under this method you have to give the uh, your insertion queries to seed the database. So just uh, begin with some one of the simple query to insert to seed the user class. Okay, right now I have Lara 2 name database, and it has users table also. Okay, and in this users table you can see I have no data, it is empty. Okay, so let's insert some data in it. So if we describe this users table first, you can see not all the fields are mandatory, so we can put name, email, and password. Okay, so other might be null. Okay, so these three fields are required. So let's do some insertion here using the app model. Okay, and let's create name test and email. Let's say email at the rate test.com. Okay, and password, let's use the Laravel hash class for this. Hash make, yes, and in this pass let's pass some random password test, and we have to also include the hash class above. Hash password. Okay, so we have one insertion query. We can have multiple record also, and let's run this. So to run the seeder, we need to go the our Laravel root path, and PHP artisan provide a method db seed. Okay, so let's enter. Okay, and there is a problem in spelling artisan. Okay, and database seeding completed successfully. So let's check it out our table. Okay, the one record, and now we have one record test email test.com, and the password is in encrypted form. Okay. So likewise we can have several you can say array of records to insert. Okay. So This is the basic form of the seeding. The other part of is, as we have several models, suppose, okay, and so we can't write the insertion and seeding query here for of all. Okay, so we can separate it out. We can write here, but it will be mess. So for this, Laravel provides the way to create your seeding classes separately. To create a seed class, PHP artisan, Laravel provides artisan command make seeder, okay, and the class name, let's say user seeder in this case, and seeder created successfully. The default location of seeder classes is the seeds folder. If we refresh it, we can see we have now seeder, user seeder, and now instead of writing here, just cut it out from the database seeder class and put it here. Okay, and let's include the hash here as well. So now we have a user seater.php, and when we have this separate seeder class, we can also the db seeding on the basis of the specific class. Okay, so let's change it, test2 email to test. Okay, and for this php artisan dbseed as we have run before, and we need to pass the class flag. Okay, in this case user seeder, and if we enter, database seeding completed successfully. And now if we check our table here, we have the test2 as well. Okay, and now the question is, if we have multiple seeder classes, okay, so in that case we can call all the class in the center place, that's called database seeder. That's a default class, seeder class, and in this class we need to call this call method. uh, we need to call the seeder classes with the call method, okay, like this. And now let's change it to test3. So in this case we don't need to provide the class flag. Okay, we can run simply with the db seed. And the other advantage of this, if we have multiple classes, we can center out here all the classes, okay, and manage the ordering. Like if we have some classes and need to run the seeding of other classes before that, then you can manage the ordering here. Okay, so let's run this first, and database seeding completed successfully. And if we check our table, we have a test3 as well. So database seeding is very useful to create a test data during the development and during the demo as well. Okay, so using these seeder classes, we don't need the fancy form, etc., and we can seed the database using these classes and uh, do our development very fast. The other thing I want to discuss You can use here the factory also. So I will make the video for the factory separately, but for now you can run the factory as well. Okay. So in the fresh installation, there is a user factory available in the database factories table. Okay. And it has defined the factory definition. Okay. So factory is a, you can say, you can generate the fake data using the factory. Okay. So in this case, we can use the user factory here. So let's use the factory helper method. Okay, and we need to pass the class which has a factory definition. Okay, and the second argument is the number of rows you want to create, and simply create. It has a lots of other methods also. So I will discuss them in my separate dedicated video to factories. So in this case, let's run it out. And if we run, it will create the 50 rows of the user table using the user factory. Okay. So let's run it. PHP artisan db seed, and if we run database seeding completed successfully. In MySQL, if you check, we have 50 rows inserted. Okay, so it's a very useful. So yeah, the that's all. So we can use database seeding in Laravel to create the test data in minimal time, and we can fast our development. So thank you for watching this video.